Hey boys and girls, Brucey here. Just going to talk you through, well, it's about that time that I did a pedalboard update. It's 2017, it's June. Time for a pedalboard update. Well, it's so simple now. I just have the Line 6 Helix. That's it. Nothing else. Really boring. Really boring. I'm afraid to say there is literally nothing else. How am I using the Helix? Well, it's so versatile. I've had it for about a month now, but I've been a busy month gigging and stuff like that, so I haven't had a chance to really, I've put it through its gigging paces, that's for sure, setting up my presets, but there are just so many things, and I read on the forums of all these things you can do, and it's like, wow, this is just simply amazing, and I'm just going to have so much fun with all the routing options and the effects. You know, this is, you can tell I'm really happy about this. So how does the pedalboard work? Well, the way I've got it laid out with this preset is, this is a basic gigging preset where I have set out here. I'll just bring the camera down so you can see it. So here we are, here's got the setup. Got my presets. I've managed to set it up so I don't really use a lot of presets these days. I just use one, and I haven't got into the Snapshots feature here, which is something I'm really excited to start exploring when I've got a few minutes. But what that enables you to do is set up maybe an amp that's a clean amp, and if you love the same amp, then you can set the next stage up to have a bit more grain. You can set all the combinations of your pedals, so when you switch between snapshots you'll get a different sound, a bit like having a looper pedal, not a looper where you can record yourself, but a looper where you can control different pedals on and off, and the loops between them, which obviously you can do here as well. You can add in additional loops into here with your favorite distortions or whatever at various points with inside the signal flow. So how I've got mine set up, I've got a compressor here at the beginning of the chain, which I will have, or I should actually say I've got this set to a wah, so that is a wah pedal at the beginning of the chain, goes into a compressor. Two different overdrive pedals, I've got an overdrive and a distortion, the Timmy model and the Minotaur model. I've then got my secret mid boost here, which is just, I did a video on this. It's a really great, well, it's not a great feature, you can do it on any amp you want, but I've got it set up so you can just boost the mids and add a lot of gain to the mids, and it makes everything sound more crunchy, and it makes your leads pump out. This isn't my gigging preset at the moment because I was just doing a looping demo, but I have a looper set in here as well. Then I have this fantastic option here of switching, as you can see here. I switch between two amps. I've got my clean amp and my dirty amp. Again, I might set this up as a snapshot, but it works really well here. I can just, I've got all my clean stuff, all goes amazingly, and then when I need to go into more crunchy stuff, just switch that on and I'm into crunchy world. Here is the other secret, is the volume boost secret. Talked about this before, where at the end of my signal path, I have a volume boost, just a clean volume boost, which just lifts the level of everything up. I mentioned before, the reason I use this is sometimes you don't want to, you know, you like the frequency content of your sound, you're really happy with everything, you don't want to make it any louder, so you just boost the overall level of everything. Great for a solo. Again, you've got two options here. Like with all things in guitar, there are many, you know, many different ways of achieving the same thing, but this is, that one, my volume boost here, changes the sound, makes it jump out more in a certain frequency band, which, and also changes the sound, the overall sound that I'm playing through, which is something I want to do in that instance. But in this instance, I might have a kind of heavily gained sound or whatever. I can just boost the overall level, particularly if it's quite compressed with a lot of gain. And then finally, I have the delay switch here. Switch the delay in and out. And obviously you can see here, I can then, this isn't, I go back to my normal patch here. It's somewhere down here. You can see lots of different names. Yeah, I can just switch between a couple of different presets if I need to, like really easily and on the fly. Love that. You know, that's one of the things that really sold me on this unit, is the versatility of it. Obviously, you've got the mode here as well, where you can switch modes and then switch between different presets that way as well, but I don't tend to use it like that. Let's go back to a cleaner sound. And we've got the tuner here, the tap tempo. The other thing I love about this unit, and obviously I'm waxing lyrical about it, is the ability, like I say, you just touch that, and that, well, that's one with a bit more interest, and it brings up all the controls. You know, I've used lots of different other units, and you've probably seen my videos on them, but nothing really competes with that ability to just switch as you would do. You touch, you know, it's like touching the pedal on the floor, and you've got the controls right there. You haven't got to learn different things all those kind of things that you have to do with other kind of modelers. It's a genius system. It really is. Love it or hate it, the unit, love the way it sounds, whatever. You got to admit that's a really, really cool system, and I'm surprised other companies haven't done it yet. So my pedal board is now, look, compared to some of my other videos, look at the size of it. But having said that, I do have an annex bit here. Oh my God, yes, I haven't really started using this because I'm still wiring it up. Over here, I was going to say, one thing I wish this did is, well, one of the problems for the annex is all the pedal boards, the actual pedal boards I've tried to fit it on, were either too big or not big enough. This is just a fraction too small. I'd love to have my TC tuner on it. I said this in other videos, you know, these units have tuners in them. Sometimes you just, I think it's a security and it's what you know and what you trust. So I just tend to trust TC tuners and Boss tuners more than anything else. And I just like the way they operate. That's it. Simple. It's probably something super, and it's definitely psychological. That's it at the end of the day. I have a Boss, so yeah, I like to have my tuner in there. The other thing as well is it's just a quick kill switch. I can kill everything by the pressing of a switch, which I like as well. As I said, this doesn't have a wireless built into it. That would be awesome. So I've got my Line 6 wireless pack there, and then I've got a power block. Bit ugly, but this thing is really light and really accessible, and you know, it fits in a bag. So that's why I've added it on. I've got another expression pedal that you can add in as well, so you can control other parameters. So 99% of the time I will just take this, and when I'm feeling adventurous, I'll add in the secondary pack when I've got it finished. The other reason I like a pedal block there is I like to sometimes, you know, I don't know how far from the side of the stage I'm going to be, how the distance and things like that. So I use these methods where I can just put in an AEC cable of a length that I want, whereas I don't really like to keep plugging things in and out of these units. I like to keep all this kind of plugged in and ready to go, and then plug into someone else's. So like, for example, here I have a very short XLR cable, which I then plug into a normal XLR cable, which might be what goes to the desk or whatever, to save the kind of wear and tear on the XLR sockets here. And it just makes life easier when you can just unplug things and pull your board away rather than having to wonder where cables are going. Again, it's just from my experience of gigging, that's the reason I do that. Yeah, so otherwise, that's it. So simple. I just have an XLR out there that goes usually to the desk, or if I'm using the, as you've seen in another video I have, if I'm using it into a power amp, that's the output that goes into the power amp, that goes into a speaker. So there you have it. I'm going to do a lot more videos on this because there's so much to explore with this unit, and it's absolutely fantastic. But in the meantime, I hope you found that useful, and I will catch you later.